The Las Vegas Raiders finally got their third win of the season. I was starting to wonder if they were ever going to get that third win this season. But they got the dub against the Denver Broncos in overtime, which is about how they needed it to happen. Some look at this big win as a bad thing because it moved them down a couple of spots in the 2023 NFL Draft. Then there are those that believe it's no big deal because it's against the Broncos, a sorry team the Raiders have beaten before this year. But it really doesn't matter who it was against. This is a big win on so many levels for the organization as a whole. All you had to do is look at the way things were going for this Raider team to see how big that win is. One area the Raiders are most consistent in is playing in one-score games. I don't care how good or bad the other team is, Raider games usually come down to one score this year. 7 of the 10 games they played in came down to one score. It's just unfortunate the Raiders lost their first 6 one-score games. Losing enough of these one-score games can have a negative effect on your team. As Michael Jordan once said, sphincters start to get tight at the end of close games. As you well know, too much fear of losing can prevent you from winning, so you want to be confident in these close one-score games. Sunday had to be a big boost in the team's confidence in such games as they took a big step in the right direction after losing the first 6. If we know anything about this Raider team, we know they're going to continue to be in close games. That's pretty much all we've seen them in so far, isn't it? So the confidence boost it gave them is going to help them for the rest of this season and beyond. And building on that confidence as a team is much bigger than getting that number 2 overall pick. I've criticized head coach Josh McDaniels plenty, but never thought he should have been fired after only half a season. I hoped and thought he'd figure it out, and it looks like he's starting to. As far as the offense goes, before, if the opposing defense tried too hard to take receiver Davante Adams away, the Raiders could get the ball to tight end Darren Waller and slot receiver Hunter Renfrow. They put the defense in conflict often with those other options, and they were one of the top scoring offenses in the NFL. But Waller and Renfrow went down with injuries, and it became harder to get the ball to Adams with the defense trying their best to take him away. Then McDaniels saw the value of running back Josh Jacobs and won a couple of games with him as a workhorse, but trying too hard to do that didn't consistently win. Then McDaniels started figuring out how to use Adams off the running game and play action. And Sunday, McDaniels used the right mixture of Jacobs and Adams. And now it looks like he can use this mixture to get through the next couple of weeks, then get Waller and Renfrow back and have that explosive offense. People are saying McDaniels has lost the locker room already. And then there are those that are saying Derek Carr is losing the locker room with his crying and all that. Well, here's the answer to all that.
It started on Monday of last week. You had great resolve, you had great effort in practice, you prepared hard, and you strained. Okay, and it took 64 minutes. Where's AJ Cole at?
Come on, AJ Cole.
This group, you should believe in yourself.
Come on now.
Okay, I'm just telling you, you just got to believe in one another. You got to keep getting better. We got to keep working at it. It's been a long season. It's November. Oh, it's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
We got a victory.
The real madness at the end was because they got the day off, which is usually the case when the team wins. But getting to the matter at hand here, the locker room is not lost by the quarterback or head coach. Was there and is there still some frustration over getting shut out by fleas like the New Orleans Saints and getting beat by the Jacksonville Jaguars and Indianapolis Colts? Absolutely, but no one lost the locker room. If that was the case, they would not have been able to eke out the win they got Sunday. You could see by the way the team responded to Carr coming into the locker room that they had his back after his display of emotion after the loss to the Colts, too. Chance of DC let him know he's still their guy. Another fourth quarter comeback / game-winning drive reaffirms his status as a clutch quarterback, so the Raiders will continue to believe in him in those situations. You heard McDaniels' speech, right? How he talked about the way they all practice and prepare well for the game. The reward will make them continue that. When the Raiders fell to 2-7 against the Colts in Week 10, I know many of you started to eye that number 2 overall pick. Does Sunday's win mean they're going to win the table and make the playoffs at 10-7? Probably not, but this team is talented enough. They need to grow up together, figure things out together, and and learn how to win together. So Raider wins are much bigger than their draft status. Again, running the table isn't reality, but if they can go 6-1 or 5-2 down the stretch and just miss the playoffs, that's more valuable than where they pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. Thank you for watching. See you next time.